Hello everyone and welcome back to VoidSpace Alpha. My name is Ollie and I'm joined by Whimsy Duck, aka Storyteller, aka Mike from the Discord. Mike, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Glad to be back with you and casting another series.
Good stuff. So we have Duraleth, who I'm going to call Necron because that's his Discord username and it's easier to pronounce. And I believe it's what he goes by. So Necron with the red Protoss pieces in the bottom right-hand corner, going up against Sebastian or Sess, because he's using that weird German double S thing in his name, in the top left-hand corner as the Terran. Now, TvP is my least favorite matchup. I genuinely don't think I've won one this season. I could be wrong. Go back and look at the games I've uploaded, but I'm pretty sure I haven't won one.
Have you built Marauders?
Yes.
Have you built more Marauders?
I haven't tried more Marauders. I've tried Marauder.
Okay. It's
the
okay.
S
See,
I'm
I
missing.
think that's where the problem's coming from.
Yeah, no. So I'm going to leave this to you, Mike. In terms of Protoss opening moves, I'm as virgin as it comes. You know, I'm expecting to see a pylon on the gateway, and that's about as far as it goes. The probe going out for a scout, but after that, I'm not really sure what's happening, and that probably explains why I lose so many games.
Well, we should be seeing a cybernetics core come down, and as you'll see, he has that put off so that it blocks off one of those Reaper jump up points.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go straight into a standard opening. Takes a little bit of time on the minerals, places that down. Everything's looking a little late. What are we waiting for?
Seb here at 142. He's got the orbital going up. I'd say that's kind of on time. The Reaper Scout's about to pop out. The Protoss Scout could probably go in and just see if there's a double gas coming. You know, that would be interesting. But I guess he already surmised that because there was a drone there ready to... Sorry, not a drone, an SCV there ready to build the expansion, that's probably not the case. Very good educated guess there. Expansion going down, second Nexus for Necron there. And Necron, I'm just going to say this, I haven't seen Seb play, but I've played a few games against Necron. He is a fantastic player. He really is a good player. So I'm expecting to see magic.
Let's see, I believe at the time of this tournament, he is sitting at Plat 1.
Yeah, he's a very good player. Yeah, double gas saturated here. We have got an Adept, I was about to say an Archon, but that's not what that is at all. An Adept just about to pop out, followed by a Stalker. It's a decent army composition coming out for the early harass units, which is great.
So right now, I am honestly very worried for Seb. We have that Adept coming across, and we have no army to speak of.
Yeah.
And that Adept will shred through a single Marine, no problem.
Yeah.
We could see...
That's all that's in production at the moment as well, which is a worry. Yeah. Yeah,
so
he's just going to walk straight on by.
On the other side.
Yeah, I mean, the Reaper is causing some problems, but nothing major. He's going to get chased away by the Stalker.
And we have our first Marine going down. Or no, sorry, first SCV going down. And Necron's busy looking at that Reaper right now.
Yeah. Which is just chilling, doing nothing. And, you know, I have to admit, the Adept's also doing not a lot as well at the moment. And if that Marine was just a little bit closer to the edge, you'd have got maybe a couple of free shots onto that Adept.
Oh, that is very unlucky.
That's a tight block there. That is a very tight block. The Natural is being harassed. First Siege Tank is in production. The Starport is going down. Nice to see a Terran game where the 1-1-1 is important. But albeit maybe just a little bit late. Again, not that I'm one to cast judgment here. Mike's probably about the same timing as me. But yeah, I feel like it could have been done a little bit sooner because he spent a bit of time looking at that Reaper. It's always hard to remember that Micro in this game is usually your enemy. It takes a long time to get better at the Micro.
The thing that I'm worried about is that we aren't seeing anything come out of Seb. He is sitting at 1,200 minerals, and we don't have Marines. We're just now getting Marines coming out.
Good surround with the SCV on that Adept. That Adept's going to go down, give him a bit of breathing space. There is still two Stalkers chilling at the Natural for the Protoss. But yeah, the number of workers is going to be quite low from the Terran just because there was so much harassing and just, if I'm being honest, I don't mean this in a bad way, bad Micro at the beginning has probably knocked him off his game SCV production. And look, I'm as guilty of that as anybody. All you have to do is send a probe into my base, and I forget to build stuff.
But we have Necron with a standard 4-gate blink, and where does he already have that? No, he needs to get out that shuttle, and then we are going to see this attack come out.
Yeah. Yeah, Templar Archives going down. Stalkers are beginning to move across the map. Probe is out, ready for the scouting, so we can find out where those siege tanks inevitably are. Interesting that this ramp is blocked off with siege tanks, probably just enough space to get a Marine or an SCV by.
That is actually going to hurt him really bad, I suspect, because that observer is coming across to give high ground vision, and those stalkers have blink. He is going to need to be able to get back up that ramp.
Yeah, and the tanks aren't being unsieged. They're just going to try and chase them off with some Marines. It's not going to take the bait. Yeah, and 5 Marines are going to shred through... 5 Stalkers are going to shred through those Marines, not to mention the 4 that have just turned up for that fight to reinforce. Here go the siege tanks. I think its best bet now is just to defend that area, not knowing that there's a probe there, keeping an eye on exactly where his siege tanks are.
And I'm actually surprised to see Necron sitting back this far. He had the opportunity to jump directly into his opponent's base, but he just never took it.
Yeah, I think he's making that assessment now with the probe flying over that wall. If he can get round the side, he can probably get up amongst those SCVs with the depots. There is a Marauder out, but I'm not seeing much rally point use being used here, which is probably a shame. You could probably get a lot more units into the fight that way. Storm going on the research, which is great to see. Quite a few HTs popping out. Yeah, he noticed that probe. He takes it down. Yeah, and if I know anything about Protoss, you do not want to siege your tanks where the probe just was, because that's where the Protoss are going to expect you to be.
Well, we finally have that shuttle coming out, and honestly, I thought we would have seen that shuttle about 3 or 4 minutes ago.
Yeah,
I'm
7:29.
kind of really surprised. There's that Reaper's attacking the 4th, but it's gonna get cleaned up easy.
Yeah, I didn't even go back to look at that. I'm more interested in watching this duel between these siege tanks and the Stalkers.
That's perfectly fine. What I'm just surprised about is I remember... There we go, I'm back.
Oh, shuttle just ran over those Marines and just died instantly. Bit of a waste of a trade there.
That is going to hurt. Unfortunately, this siege tank is basically going to go down for free as it just kind of sieged up really far forward.
Yeah. And do you know what? It was only last week I found out that they can do this thing with, like, what they call phantom units. You just fly them in.
Yeah. Hallucination, that's what it is.
That's it, yeah.
And I guess the Marine decided that...
Oh,
don't know what that...
Duralef is telling him to use mules just to let him know. What a flex. He scouted over his main base and said, hey, you're forgetting to use mules, by the way, buddy.
Well, that is definitely one way to get into someone's head.
That is, yeah. I've got more vision of your side of the map than mine at the moment, is the message that he's conveying there. I do kind of feel quite bad for Seb here. Sorry about that very brief interruption there. The recording just completely crashed, but we're going to pick up exactly where we left off, which was Necron flexing his scouting ability on Sebastian, playing those mind games, which is incredible. Do you know what else is incredible? Now we've had a time to just readjust and re-look at the screen, is looking at the difference in the supply limits of both players, 143 to 89.
Well, unfortunately, I think what we're seeing here is we're just seeing somebody who is high enough on the ladder that they have pretty good understanding of what they're supposed to do with their macro versus somebody who's, still getting used to the game. We did better on the second tournament.
Yeah, we actually bracketed people by MMR and region, right?
Yeah, we did some improvements because we felt that some of the games were just a little too one-sided.
Yeah, the Protoss is now moving out towards the north. at the northeast because that sensor tower is down. So I'm going to guess he's going to want to attack from not that area. Still a couple of siege tanks not sieging up, and that third is only just going down. Just refresh my memory, 39 SCVs to 69 probes. I mean, a decent amount of production coming out of the Terran player here, Seb, which is it's nice to see.
It's good to see. What's really hurting him is he still doesn't have that third base, while Protoss has a fourth going.
Yeah.
So if Protoss chooses to go in anytime soon, we are just going to have a Protoss who can reinforce his army and a Terran who can't.
Yeah, what I'm not digging is seeing this army so spread out. He's going to lose one stalker. No, he didn't even lose that stalker that got an incredibly low health there. I think he took one hit there so far. Yeah.
And this fight, he's taking a lot more damage, but good size storm, and they're just... This is enough to push through. I don't think he really even needs to micro that much.
No. Yeah, he just hit those tanks with the storms, and it's a GG from Sebastian there. Yeah, he's got nothing left.
And
third
that was
down.
a quick one, honestly.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. Should we do game 2 of this?
Yeah, we'll see you in game 2.
Right, straight into game 2. We have a bit of a pole switch now, Seb down in the bottom, and Necron up in the top. What are you expecting to see differently in this game, Mike?
Well, out of Necron, I'm hoping to see a much faster warp prism, and out of Seb, I am just hoping to see a little bit better tank positioning.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of fights last game, that Seb could have potentially won there that didn't go his way purely because of its tank positioning. There was a lot of tanks just spread out in a bit of a conga line, which makes it very easy if you attack them horizontally to take them out, which, you know, any competent player is going to do, because why would you run into 5 tanks head on? Pretty standard opener, gateway, pylon, supply depot, barracks, you know, it's all pretty standard stuff. That gas is going out, probes coming across the map. I'm expecting to see an adept, I'm expecting to see a reaper. I don't know if you're expecting anything different whatsoever.
Well, it looks like Necron has fixed the hole in his wall, so hopefully we won't have that Reaper getting by for free.
Yeah, that would be good.
Right.
Probe's coming in, doing a cheeky little scout. Hasn't spotted the expansion yet. He's going to get attacked by the SCV. That's completely normal stuff. Cybernetics core going down. More SCVs coming out. I would expect to see an orbital right now, actually. Possibly after that next SCV. The expansion's down for both players. Yeah.
Well, he did lose that probe for free.
Yeah. Some expletives there. Luckily, I've got the chat filter on, so I can't tell whether it was the F word or the S word. Either way, I think he's pretty frustrated that he lost an SCV for free. Yeah. Factory's going down. There's an idle SCV by the ramp. I'd have him producing a bunker right now if it was me. But, you know, defensive Marines out. Still a valid tactic as well. Second gas going down in response to the factory. He knows he's going to need that gas. Extra pylon, and the Nexus is almost up in Necron's side of the map.
And we have that Adept coming across, and Necron actually had that chrono boosted, so he really wants to get this Adept across. Probably a little upset about that probe still.
Yeah, and there's a reactor coming out on the barracks. A little bit of a delay in the factory getting whatever the factory needs, whether that would be a Hellion or a reactor or a tech lab. It's currently doing nothing at the moment, so it's not paying for itself. Good close on the wall. Just sit there, wait for the Adept to either appear or go away. Yeah.
I'm a little surprised that both the Marines are at full health. I would have expected, Necron to take that moment to at least do some damage, but...
Yeah. At least take a hit, but they did not. Yeah, where did that scan go out? Across the main, he's seeing what he's building, and he can see a Twilight Council, a gateway, 2 gateways, 3 gateways. Yeah, Adept comes back in just to see what he can get, but he does actually stop at the wall this time. Be amazed to see that Adept get away from this.
Nope, that is going to go down.
Yeah.
And
First kill.
first kill. Now, well, second kill if you count the probe.
Yeah, if you count the probe.
No, we did see the Marine go down, but we are seeing Seb has full knowledge that this is going to be another 4-gate blink. We'll see if he changes what he does about it.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Getting that scan out on the base is a gamble, because they might be doing exactly what you expect them to do, and then likewise you've lost a mule. Or they might be doing something interesting, and you've got time to react to it. I don't think, from what I'm seeing right now, I'm seeing a reaction to it. But, you know, that could change.
Well, we are seeing a lot more Marauders. He put that tech lab on the first thing and got that concussive shell. So he actually does have the ability to counter it pretty well. He's got to get production out, though. He just kind of slept on that for a minute, and everything stopped.
Another Marauder popping out in the build queue, but right now it's the only unit in the build queue, not even an SCV. Yeah, Stalkers moving into the position that you would expect to find them in. No idea why the only siege tank is moving up into such a weird bridge position between the expansion, but NECRON's going to go and do what he can do and take down a Stalker in the same time. That scan will pick up where the enemy units are, but like me, probably naively, not expecting them to just blink into his base, and I have fallen for that a number of times. Bit of a supply block going on at the moment. That will get lifted just now with the depot going down, and those 2 extra Marauders will continue being built along with Weapons 1 for Terran. Third base going down for NECRON. Fully saturated on 1 and 2. Great to see. Forge going down in the double, and the Stalker is going to harass the third expansion.
Just finished.
Yeah.
And if I had to take a guess, that sentry is there for hallucination to provide high ground vision. I think he saw what he did wrong in that first game, and he wants to get, hopefully, a little more aggressive.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if we see that warp prison come out, like you said at the beginning, because I know that could just compound a problem, especially with what was he got now, 4 gates? Yeah, it's pretty aggressive stuff. Yeah, he's going for Weapons 1, Armor 1. Still moving all of his units to the low ground.
Well, we have that side group of Stalkers. I think what's going to happen here is he's going to try and pull away, but that's a planetary.
Yep, that is a planetary. I was just thinking exactly the same thing. Well, that will keep the Stalkers off your back in small numbers. Yeah, what I'd love to see right now is a split. Just split the forces, put some up on the higher ground. I mean, it's painfully obvious what we're seeing because we're watching it as the third person. But you know, give Seb the benefit of the doubt. He did scan. He did see this coming. And I'm just assuming that it's a blink into the base, but it couldn't be. Maybe it's not. That prism has made its way across the map, though.
And I'm just waiting for when NECRON decides to strike. I'm a bit confused watching this because, you know, honestly, Seb's defense is fine. He needs more defense in his main base, but if NECRON tries going through the front, it's going to end very poorly for him. I guess I don't understand what would be the point of adding the sentry to the build if you weren't going to use the hallucination for an early jump up, but
yeah,
you know, we will see.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting fight, especially if he allows Seb to build up his units. I mean, he had, just in the time we've been talking about this, he had a 20 supply lead. Now it's 2. You know, it's a very different game. Don't know where he's taking these medevacs, but he's going to lose a couple of them.
Oh, he's going to lose a lot of them if he doesn't pay attention. Oh. Bit of a lag. And we're back.
Yeah. Gonna get that second Stalker. Other one's going to chase him over, pick off his units as they come in.
And now he's realized that his opponent doesn't have siege tanks with this army.
Yeah.
And really good blink control. is making sure that he is lasting a lot longer than he should, but
Yeah. More
those are
Stalkers
still
getting warped in on the Prism as well. And even though he's not going to win that fight outright, he's going to cause quite a lot of damage. And pull in more Stalkers from the Prism.
I would hate to see that Prism get sniped a second game, though.
Yeah, yeah,
And
no,
he is going to pull it back in
good
time.
control there, good control. Yeah, more Siege Tanks, more Marauders, more Marines popping out, more Marauders, Marines, and Siege Tanks in production. Not seeing many upgrades or anything in the way of upgrades at the moment. Still on 0-0 on the bio units. Sorry, wrong, 0-1.
Well, that's going to be unfortunate because Necron is almost done with 2-2 in charge, and
Yeah.
he doesn't have Storm, so I'm assuming that those High Templar are going to be morphed into Archons soon.
You know, I think I saw Storm popping up. No, I didn't. No, I just clicked on a HT. He hasn't got it yet. You're absolutely right. But yeah, they are going to be merged and they will cause some problems. Okay, Seb playing aggressively now, moving into the base. I'd love to see him move up the ramp just a little bit more and catch a few units there.
I would love... There we go. Finally getting that Siege Tank out. Unfortunately, he waited until the battle was half over.
Yeah, he's going to pull his Marauders back. Pulling his entire force back, actually, which is probably not a bad shout at this stage. Even if he gets harassed down by the Blink Stalkers and uses a few units, anything he can bring back to defend is going to be beneficial.
Oh, Seb doesn't have Stim Pack.
Yeah,
That
I
is
have
very
just noticed
detrimental
that,
at this
yeah. Especially considering he went for the double Tech Lab on the opener, and I thought that's why he would have gone for the double Tech Lab. Whether that's Stim and Concussive Shell or Stim and Combat Shield. Yeah, a couple of probes with this army now, so he's going to get some decent vision. And one thing that all Terrans forget, I think, especially at my level, is the value of just having one Raven in your army is huge.
Alright. We're seeing a large Zealot force come in. I think we're about to see quite a push come in, but we will see.
Yeah, I'm literally on the edge of my
push
seat
comes
right
in,
now.
but not from the person I was expecting.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, a Thor's just popped out. Why did I not keep that in my eye on the production tab? That's interesting. Nice to see some unit upgrades coming out of Seb now. I feel like he has definitely improved from the first game. Probably could drop a scan if he really wanted to get that obvious probe. But yeah, alas not right now.
And looks like we have a push into the third base.
Yeah,
Which
multi-pronged.
is a faint push in near the natural.
He's going to grab at least 3 siege tanks there. 4. It's down to 1 siege tank left. Yeah, and I think just those unit
good storms
upgrades.
coming down on the bio.
Yeah, the planetary. I mean, if he pulled all of his SCVs to repair that, it would probably do a lot more damage over time.
It would. He could still... Nope.
No, it's not going to happen. And those SCVs are being left for dead. It's the Ollie tactics. Nothing matters. If it dies, it dies. You can always build more stuff.
Well,
But yeah,
not
Seb,
anymore. With
Seb
that
is going
third
to
gone,
GG.
Production's gone.
Yeah, so that is Necron moving through to the next round. Did that kind of go as you expected it to go, or was you kind of hopeful that Seb was going to pull something interesting out of the bag? Because I'll tell you for nothing that Seb's army building and composition and ability to keep up with supply up until the mid-game there was pretty decent, I thought.
You know, honestly, I really liked what Seb did as far as army composition went. The part that ended up killing him is he just didn't get any upgrades. He was just starting to get his second weapons, and Necron was already about to finish 3-3.
Yeah. And that makes a huge difference. Like, I've seen some YouTube shorts recently that have been popping up on my timeline of, like, one battle cruiser with 3-3 upgrades taking on, like, 5 or 6 battle cruisers, and it comes out on top. Like, you cannot overstate how important the upgrades are, and I'm learning that to my own benefit/detriment at the moment. But yeah, no, a great, very interesting game. Love watching Necron play. Look at, he's got 10 gateways, 4 Nexus, 2 robotics facilities. Like, he was just on point with everything. Every base apart from the 5th, which isn't built yet, is oversaturated, all well managed. So yeah, incredible game. I'm really enjoying casting these. Any closing thoughts from you, Mike?
No, I I say no, and then I continue. Uh, this is the end of Series 1. We're going to be moving on to Round 2 after this, so hopefully the games will only get better.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that is definitely going to be the case. If you've got this far, dear viewer, into the video, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it more than I can tell you. Popping up on your screen now will be some other videos that you should check out. I would implore you to do so. Down in the description, is that the right word? The description? Yeah, is a link to a Discord server. If you would like to join into the next tournament, or you just want to hang out with other gamers, come and join the Discord server. You do not need to be a Patreon or a channel member or any of that nonsense that other people do. You can just come and hang out with some other gamers who are all infinitely better than I am, and I'd probably even go as far to say that they might be better than you, Mike. Quite a few of them. Though that
oh, there are many people better
Mike
than
does
me at this
hand
game.
me a battering from time to time. So yeah, it's a great place to hang out. That is everything. Yeah, we will see you in the next episode.
Have a wonderful day.